we keep loving each other like this, we keep going out and battling like this, I promise you, bro. I promise you, bro. It's the top and we ain't stopping. Yes, sir. And we ain't stopping. Yes, sir. Grab me on me. Jazz on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. All these sacks, your QB scared of dropping back. Get 'em in, go attack. From the kick off to the finals now. We up peak, we in the city. SCIA turned up, baby, tune in with me. UCF Jag, the real blood. All you need to know right here, I'm talking real loud update. Start Adam, Chef, Kenny Jakes. Till it really on point, no pump face. PCs to the house, new beat, drop it now. YouTube for my day news, then my go-to, never take down. What's in it, got nothing on it. Doubt my squad, put something on it. Tell her AC how we run it. Get the ring faded, cause we coming for it. Strip, sack, touchdown. I better run now. It's 4 down, go punt now. Cut through Duval, get stunned down. Yeah. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go. Strip, sack, touchdown. Hit 'em up, hit 'em up, hit 'em up, go.
Touchdown! DJ Chark, the over-the-shoulder grab.
Mike Leach basically said, hey, you want to lead the country in passing? Minshew, deep ball, separation, DJ Chark. Chark with a stiff arm on board, and Chark is still going.
Here's J.J. Watt. Minshew down the side.
And what is going on, everybody? Welcome back into the channel, man. It is March 9th. We're actually getting ready for free agency next week. I don't know if a lot of people are super excited about it because we're not really planning on doing a lot, but you know, it's always an exciting time as we move forward with the NFL calendar and you know, things start to shake up. Also big shout out to Percy for that song. He made that song for me a couple years ago. He was like, yo, UCF, can I make you a rap song for your channel? I'm like, heck yeah, you can. So quick shout out to him. Also, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We had Robert, who was first in here. The great Mistake Bozos. We got Trevor Solos. Charlie Boy in the building. What's going on, man? What's up, Derek? What is going on? Adam, hope you're doing well. Cheek clapping. What's going on, bro? Hope everybody's good. Ninja at Night. Cameron in the building. He says, this feels different. I've been excited about the past about things, but this team always seems like the real deal. I'm with you. I'm with you 100% right there. Like in the past, I mean, you guys have been following me for a while. Every year I'll find things to be optimistic about. I'm never going to go into a year complete negativity. I mean, even in 2020, I was like, hey, we might not be all that bad. If this, and this goes right, we could be good, but every single thing went wrong. But yeah, now we got a head coach. We got a quarterback. Feels like we have a pretty good roster. Calvin Ridley's on the way, which we'll talk about today. That dude, Evan, what's going on, man? Jaguars Ken Knowledge says Ridley might be wearing number 4 after EJ Perry got cut. Yeah, I think at his locker it shows the number 4. So that one, even if EJ Perry was still here, I don't think that's stopping him from taking that number. John Tom, what's up, man? Jersey Jaguar, what's going on, bro? So yeah, welcome in here, guys. I know it's been a little bit for me. I've been on my CPA quest, so I've been kind of nosing the books for sure on that. But I'm always keeping up with these Jaguars, man. Always keeping up with the channel. And the letter that Calvin Ridley wrote to Jacksonville, you know, was a pretty wild one. Brett says, sadly, I can't watch the stream off the work. Either way, keep up the good work, UCF. All good, man. You can feel free to check it out tomorrow, man. It all archives. I feel like my voice is already going. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. But yeah, I'm gonna do similar to the way I did with you guys a few weeks ago with Trevor Lawrence's letter. Calvin Ridley wrote a letter to the game. It wasn't a letter to Duval, you know, like our boy Trevor Lawrence, but he wrote like a letter to the game and basically explaining himself for what went on when he was gone. Because I know a lot of people, like, They drew a lot of conclusions when, okay, Kama really stepped away from mental health. Oh, like, mental health, whatever. Like a lot of people look at it and when people say mental health, I think a large majority of people, do understand it. They say, okay, mental health, that's cool, do your thing. But then when a couple months into it, he gets suspended for like gambling on sports, then people kind of throw away the mental health thing and go, oh, this guy quit because of mental illness, and he goes and gambles. This guy doesn't really love football. He's not committed. He doesn't love the game, all this different stuff. And, whenever players take steps away due to like mental health, I always caution people to not draw conclusions quick, especially back when like we experienced it with CJ Henderson when he had all his issues going on. And then we had all these mental health doctors and all these people, personality trait people. Everyone was trying to diagnose him over, what was going on. But look, if you're not close to this guy, you have no idea what he's actually going through. And, I definitely gave Colin really the benefit of the doubt, but man, if you read this article, I mean, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. It was really, really powerful. So, with that said, we're going to actually go through it. So let me go here and present my screen for you guys. Let's see, Chrome tab right here. So this is from the Players Tribune, and yeah, I didn't even, like I told you guys before Trevor Lawrence posted here, I didn't really know anything about it, but it's literally just full of like articles from players. And if you look on here, man, the Jaguars are featured quite often. We have Calvin Ridley, Trevor Lawrence. You go down a little bit. So this one was written by the Players Tribune. If you go down a little bit more, you have the James Robinson, Duval, thank you. You have a letter to Jacksonville. And then you have a letter to the game. Okay, so we were kind of running out of titles here. He couldn't, so he's just gonna write it to the game. Okay. Which is cool because if you saw yesterday, there was videos of him for the first time in Jacksonville. Is my thing not what the heck? Hold on. Stop screen. Looks like it didn't pull. Oh, I see. Okay. I see what's going on here. Okay. Sorry. Share screen. Here we go. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I whatever. I don't need to explain it. Okay. XD Gamer says, hey, UCL Jaguars, should you trade the 24th pick for a good player? No, we should take a good player at pick number 24. Okay, so let's go ahead and read this letter. Calvin Ridley, March 8th, 2023, which was the day after he got reinstated. Wait, was it the day after? No. He got reinstated on Monday, so 2 days after. He says, to the football world and everybody who loves this game, I fucked up. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. In 2021, I made the worst mistake of my life by gambling on football. I paid the price, believe me. I've seen all the jokes, I've seen all the hate, and I can shoulder all of that, no problem. All I want is for people to understand that when I made those bets, there was a hell of a lot more going on with me. So yeah, he made bets on like FanDuel. I think he put like a big parlay, which up to like $1,600, which is, a lot of money to us, but not a lot of money to a guy like him. But it was probably just playing around, having fun with it. And look, he got suspended for it. And it's a pretty big issue because you can't be gambling on your own league. I mean, nothing was like, it doesn't like, not like he had any insider trading type of info, but it's pretty clear. Like there's rules that are very easy to follow. Like if you're at work and you can't do sexual misconduct, and if you do sexual misconduct, boom, you're out of there. Same kind of thing with this, where look, the NFL has strict rules. If you don't follow the rules, then you're out. So that's what's going on here. This is hard for a dude like me to talk about, but I want to be real with everybody. Back then, I was depressed. I was battling anxiety. I didn't even want to leave my house. Football was the only thing that ever gave my life meaning, and I couldn't even find joy in that at the time. Honestly, I couldn't even get up off the chair in my living room. Everything was just dark. So, yeah, clearly in a rough place. It started when with my body breaking down. Hardly anybody knows this, but I played most of the 2020 season with a broken foot. Remember that 1,300-yard season, 9 touchdowns? I was killing it on one foot, for real. Actually, I had played through bone spurs in my first 2 years, just gritted through it with painkillers. But then my third year, the wheels came off. Week 8, we were playing Carolina, and I remember looking at Julio, and I just knew. I said, nah, bro, this is just different. My shit broke. So yeah, dealing with injury, which is crazy that, yeah, just on one foot. When I got the MRI, though, the trainer told me it was just a bone bruise. So I kept pushing. I took Toradol shots every Sunday, and I finished the season. Listen, I know the deal. I'm a football player. It was my decision. I know what we get paid for. You feel me? If it's really just a bruise, I'm going to be out there. We finished 4-12, and then the whole staff got fired. Coach, GM, head trainer, everybody. When a new trainer finally came in, he sent me to a specialist in Green Bay. Within the first hour, the doctor said, your foot is definitely broken. Yeah, so this is what was a little bit crazy to me is like now that we're in a lot of more players are just speaking out about how like just all the injuries they play through. I heard Arian Foster on the Joe Rogan Experience. He basically said that like there was a game where like his collarbone was just broken, and all they just inject you with like painkillers and all this stuff. And he literally said that look like going back, he would have never played football. He would have, done a different thing where it's not like, his body's like on the line. And that's how it is, man. I mean, you have 17 game seasons. These guys invest millions and millions of dollars into you. You got to perform. You got to perform because it doesn't matter what these guys do at practice. All that matters is what's going on in the game. And if you're not available, that's not great for these owners that are paying the money. I was devastated. It was only 2 months before the start of the season, and now you're telling me it's broken. You got to remember, I was the number one guy now with Julio gone. I was just under so much pressure to be out there. I got the surgery and rushed back, but I showed up to camp just mentally drained. I still couldn't plant without painkillers, so you get trapped in this cycle where it's like, if you take this pill, you can run. After practice, once that painkiller wears off, you have to come home and be a husband and father. My daughter don't care. She's 2 years old, and she's. Oh, 1 second. Is my power running out? Oh no, I'm good. Sorry, my computer just started blinking. My daughter don't care. She's 2 years old, and she's running straight up to me. Daddy, she's wanted to bake some cookies in a Fisher Price oven, but I'm coming home broken. I can't even do anything but lie around in the dark room. That's when the anxiety really started. I knew something was off, but I didn't want to let anybody down. My plan was to get through another season with pills and shots, do my job, grit it out, and I suited up week 1 just to shell myself, but I played. Yes, this is tough, man. He's literally battling the taking pills to be able to get through the game, all the pressure of like being the number 1 wide receiver on his team, being able to perform every week, and then just coming home and, being the father to a daughter, being the, husband to his wife. Just a lot going on here. It says, after the game, I drove home with my wife and daughter. I saw the whole neighborhood lined up outside our house. Our front door was kicked in, police cars everywhere. Our house had been robbed while we were at the game. At first, me and my wife were pretty calm about everything. They took a bunch of jewelry and stuff, but nothing we couldn't replace. But then we watched security footage, and we saw about 5 or 6 guys come in with guns drawn. If you have a child, that's your worst nightmare. My wife was traumatized. She couldn't sleep at night. She couldn't stand me being out of the house. So yeah, house got like while all this was going on, while the painkiller stuff, while all the pressure of being able to perform, while trying to be a good husband, being a good husband and a father, his house got literally robbed, which I couldn't imagine. I can't imagine reviewing that security film. That's when I really just started feeling the weight of the world on my chest. I didn't have the words for what I was experiencing yet. It felt like I was getting attacked, but almost by something invisible. It's like I'm getting hit in my chest 24/7 by something I can't see. I would come into the facility and I just wasn't myself. I mean, for 3 years, all those guys in that locker room know how I'm coming. I'm walking in there to compete like hell. I'm trying to take people's souls every day. Ask Julio, ask anybody. But all I wanted was to be able to come home with my wife and daughter. We were supposed to go play in London, and I just couldn't leave them. That's when I finally broke down and told the team that I needed help. And this is where it gets tricky for me because I don't want to badmouth anybody from the franchise. I just know they got a lot of pressure to win, and they got to win it and they got their own job to do. But I just felt like some people in the building were supportive, and other people were looking at me like, "You good, bro?" Um, since I was 8 years old, I was on my own. So yeah, we're continuing to get into this, but I wasn't good. It's as simple as that. I'm as mentally strong as they come, believe me, but I really just needed a break. So I stepped away from the team. I started talking to a therapist almost immediately, and I told him how I was feeling, and we went pretty deep. I told him some things that I can't even talk to my own family about because it's just too much. I mean, y'all don't even know what I've been through to get here. That's the hardest part about this last year, honestly. People have questioned my toughness and my character, but I don't think most of the people who lived the life I lived to make it out the porch, let alone the NFL. Yeah, so this is something that I don't know if he mentions it here. I haven't read this whole entire thing yet, but I believe he was actually a foster kid. And that's why he was so old. Like his final year of high school, like he couldn't even play for the end of it because he was like too old. And I think it's because he got held back a couple of times because like the foster parent life. Um, so yeah, he's obviously been through a lot. Since I was 8 years old, I was on my own. It's crazy, but I know the exact date, October 31, 2002. We were having a little Halloween party at school. Out of the blue, my aunt came and picked me up and my three younger brothers up. The next thing I know, she's dropping us off at some random place with a bunch of strangers. Oh, here we go. Okay. See, I hadn't read this yet. It was a foster home for kids in distress, but I didn't know where I was or what was going on. No one would tell me anything. It was just, your mom and dad went away for a while. You need to stay here. Dang, that see, I can't imagine that being dropped off like that when you're 8 years old, just saying, "Here, you're staying here." I can't imagine. That's yeah, gosh, going through something like that when you're that young. That's crazy. When it comes to my family, there's things I can't talk about. You feel me? But let's say my mom and dad lived that fast life. Some of my earliest memories are people kicking our door down, running in with dogs, but I can't blame my parents really. I mean, we were poor. We lived off food stamps. I don't know why I even remember this, but our rent was $26. When you're in that situation, the fast money is enticing. Eventually, it caught up to them. My dad got deported back to Guyana, and my mom went away for a bit. So that's when they took us to the foster home. I'll never forget my youngest brother just screaming his head off, crying for our mom. He was only 5 years old, and we just would not calm down no matter what. We kept telling him, chill, chill, but he was just panicking. That's when they took him away somewhere else. We didn't even see him again for 6 months. Dang, that's crazy. See, I wasn't prepped for this. I read the beginning of it. I kind of skipped the middle and I read the very end. But that is 5 years old. Yeah, of course he's screaming for his mom. What a terrible situation. I was the oldest, so I had to be the man at a very young age. My brothers would be looking at me like, what's going on? What's going to happen? Are we going to be all right? Honestly, I didn't know, but I'd say, we'll be all right. It'll get easier. Don't worry about nothing. I learned to put my armor on, you know. That's when football really saved my life. Eventually, they moved us up to SOS Children's Creek and Coconut Creek, Florida. It's like a little complex with 10 houses, maybe 150 apartments. And I used to wake up in the morning, 7 o'clock, and bang on all the doors, rounding up everybody. Come on, we playing football. You coming? We be playing pickup 15 on 15, 30 on 30 from 7 in the morning till 6 at night. Maybe that's how I got so fast, because if you wanted the ball and all that chaos, you had to run your ass off. I remember these guys used to come around in these big vans, and I guess they were from a charity or something. They'd pull up on a Saturday and yell, "Who wants to play football?" And everybody would pile in there, and they'd take us to the nice fields, give us real equipment. Those were the best days because you could forget about everything. I wasn't even thinking about the NFL or college or anything at that point. It just happens. If I got a football, I'm straight. After about 6 years, my mom came home and she got her life together. And I want to say that I really love my mom, but we were on our own for a long while. And I had to go through some wild experiences at a young age. I know how it feels to sleep in a homeless shelter. I know how it feels to be hungry. All I dreamed about in those times was a normal life. So yeah, Calvin really going through it, man. I mean, oh my gosh, like and that's when people sit here and like, they say he doesn't love football. Oh, he just wants to gamble. Like if you read that's why I always say, guys, like don't rush to judgment on these people, man. This guy's been through it all. This guy's been through more than all of us, any of us has probably ever been through. From, you know, from getting put to foster home, for your parents just getting taken off, to being an older brother at 8 years old trying to tell your 5-year-old brother to stay calm when you have no idea what your answers are. It's, I mean, I can't imagine. And then on top of that, just going in, having the anxiety of football, having, you know, an organization depend on you, having you play on a broken foot. It's crazy. I remember when I got to high school and I really started blowing up my junior year and getting all these letters, I would always be thinking about a 50K job. I was like, all right, if I get a college degree, I'm going to make at least 50,000 no matter what. It was 50,000 or die trying. Football gave me everything. My first plane ride in life was to Tuscaloosa on a recruiting trip for Alabama. My first big Christmas was during my freshman year. I remember getting that stipend money and coming home for Christmas break and handing one of my little brothers $1,000 cash. And it was like he had won the lottery. Forget about making M's. Just that one band was mega to us. Give me $1,000 and that's pretty mega to me. But yeah, I feel you. I feel you. And then make it to the NFL. That was just life changing for my people and for my neighborhood, for real. That's why I want people to know my whole story and know that I never meant to tarnish this game. I just fucked up, period. In a dark moment, I made a stupid mistake. I wasn't trying to cheat the game. That's the thing. I want to make it clear. At the time, I had been completely away from the team for about a month. I was still just so depressed and angry, and days were long. I was looking for anything to take my mind off things and make the day go by faster. One day, I saw a TV commercial for a betting app, and for whatever reason, I downloaded it on my phone. I deposited like $1,500 total, literally for just something fun to do. I was going to bet like $200 on some NBA games that night, but then I just added a bunch of more games to a parlay. I put the Falcons in on it. I was just doing it to root on my boys. Basically, I didn't have any inside information. I wasn't even talking to anybody on the team at the time. I was totally off the grid. And funny enough, this Falcons game was actually the game when they were playing the Jags. So it's all coming full circle. And this is what I was trying to sell to people. It's like, dude, $1,500, that's not Michael Jordan gambling, it's just him. Yeah, I mean, I'll put down $20, and just put some bets different places just to have fun. It's not me trying to like, trying to make a bunch of money. It's just me saying, hey, I want to be interested in this game tonight. I don't care who wins this Thursday night game, between the Seahawks and 49ers. Let's see if I can make some money from it. That's all it is. Shout out to DTWD TV. I'm smoking a fat con of Larry, enjoying the heck out of the show right now. Thanks UCF and thanks to all the Royal Jags fans here. Love this community. More days. Here we go, Duval. Yeah, man. I love the video you put out, the short where you're celebrating with me. Yeah, I was hyped at that moment, man. That Dallas Cowboys game. That was an awesome one. So we'll move on. Article's almost over. Whenever people ask, what were you thinking? The only answer I give is I wasn't. When you're depressed, you're not thinking about anything in the future. You're just trying to get through the day. When NFL investigators called me in, that was probably the worst day of my life. Seeing my mom Googling my name and everything people were saying about her son. That broke me down, man. But honestly, maybe I had to go through all of it. Maybe I had to hit rock bottom so I can get healthy. Thank God, with the help of my therapist, I was able to understand what was happening to me. I learned the names for the things I was feeling: stress, depression, anxiety, and how to cope with those emotions. Right now, I feel stronger than I've ever felt, mentally and physically. On the field, I'm flying. Believe me, I'm flying. That GPS band don't lie. On my daughter's name, if I'm healthy with Trevor Lawrence, I'm giving Jacksonville 1,400 yards a season, period. Oh, man. I remember that's when I read that. I was like, oh, boy. Like, I mean, he put down 1,400 yards on a broken foot. Imagine him with us next year. With Trevor Lawrence. Look, he got to watch some Trevor Lawrence. Because when he got traded to Jacksonville, the Jags were 2-6 at the time. So, he was finally had a team with them he could watch. And, that's so cool how we were able to put together all those, winning games, while he was watching. So that's really cool. I want you to thank the Jaguars for showing faith in me and understanding me as a human being who made a mistake. It feels so good to be back home in Florida where this dream started with a clean slate. But I also want to make it clear that I don't have a bad word to say about the Falcons or the city of Atlanta. That's still my second home and where my daughter was born. I tried to give y'all everything I had until the wheels came off. It's all love forever. So it ends with him saying, football saved my life. It's still my purpose. I still love it. Maybe now more than ever. I can still remember when we first got put in foster care, just lying in bed at night, scared as hell, not knowing about what the future was going to bring. All I knew is that tomorrow, rain or shine, I could play some football. I know I have a debt to pay back to the game, but when y'all talk about the name Calvin Ridley in 10, 20, 30 years, I'm going to make sure it rings out for the right reasons. Sincerely, Calvin. Yeah, that was as powerful as they come, man. And I'm super happy he got that off his chest. I'm super happy that we got to kind of read into that because I know, a lot of us we know his numbers, we know his stats. We know he had incredible stats. We know he's incredibly fast. We remember him in Alabama, but we don't know much about him personally, and that's why people were quick to rush to judge him, saying that, oh, he's this, oh, he's that. But this puts things in perspective that, look, like he is out here, he's ready to ball out next year. And he's healthy. We saw Trevor Lawrence on the FaceTime with them, basically saying that, look, we're starting to throw in 2 weeks. So, man, it's exciting. It's really exciting. So we got a good one. He's in Jacksonville. He's pumped to be a Jaguar. And look, man, this next season, sky's the limit for us, man. I mean, there's so many, the last several years, 2020, we weren't supposed to come in with many expectations. 2020, actually, you go back even to 2019, there was a little bit because we got Foles. We thought maybe we could bring back to 2017 magic. That wasn't fun. We in 2020, we obviously came in with tanking. 2021, we were caught. Then we had Trevor Lawrence, Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer tried to pump us all up, but we knew at the end of the day that, we probably weren't going to make the playoffs. Last year, I thought we could go 9-8, 10-7 max. We did go 9-8. We went to the playoffs. That was awesome. But now, dude, training wheels are off. Now we should not limit our ceiling. We should not limit our ceiling. And right now, the AFC South looks like trash. If we're being honest, the AFC South looks like trash right now. You have two teams with the Colts and Texans that are definitely going to be drafting rookie quarterbacks. They're going to be going through the rookie quarterback struggle next year. You have the Tennessee Titans who are trying to trade everybody with any kind of value. Derrick Henry looks like he's on a move. I mean, this AFC South next year should be garbage, and the Jaguars next year should be really, really good. And it's going to be so exciting. I can't wait for it. I'm excited to see Trevor really take another step. I mean, next year he should be out there. He should be potentially playing at an MVP level. This year he played really good at the tail end of the season, but we'll see. What's going on, David? He says Anthony Richardson going to the Colts. Yeah, I kind of hope with the AFC South, I hope it shakes out to where they get AFC South, they get Bryce Young and Anthony Richardson. And Bryce Young, I don't care about his ability right now. I don't think he's going to hold up, and I don't doubt that you can play in the NFL if you're small. My big thing is that like history is now showing that if you're undersized, you're not going to be able to make it through a season. I mean, look at Tua; he's been in and out with concussions. Kyler Murray deals with the injury bug a little bit, and he's not even. And we see that a lot with these smaller guys, and with the NFL, you're going to get smacked, especially with the Texans. You're going to get smacked. So with Bryce Young, you can have all the ability, and I guess he's going to have really good pocket presence to avoid these hits. But yeah, man, if you're small and if you're brittle, you may not last. So that's kind of what I'm hoping. I'm thinking the best quarterback from that group is going to be CJ Stroud. Like that's who I think is going to be the best, in my opinion. In my not very good college quarterback rankings, I guess I should say. And then Anthony Richardson is just, I don't, he's just got a lot to work on. I mean, the guy's a physical beast, but he shows inaccuracy issues. Last year, he kind of was like, he even admitted last year that he lost confidence and stuff like that. It's like, dude, like, I don't know. It's just, he's got a long way to go to put it together. And the road is so long where it's, hard to really bank on him. Bryce Young played in the SEC with lots of NFL talent, and he seemed to hold up just fine. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I know that argument, but NFL, you're getting hit by a lot bigger guys, and we'll see. We'll see. I would love another stud cornerback. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking comes in the draft. And who do you guys think? You guys think we're going to make any big free agency splashes? I certainly don't think so. I think, we're going to fill out the roster when it comes to, you got to bring in some defensive linemen, some offensive linemen. Looks like Jawan Taylor is going to be as good as gone. I mean, the Jawan Taylor stuff this past week has gone like radio silence. And, we're not hearing anything come out, anything leaking about him potentially. Jaguars working toward a deal with him. So it's unfortunate, but we'll see. Titans win 3 games. They trade Henry. Yeah, I wonder if Titans are going to set up to where they want to get the first pick in the 2025 or 2024 NFL draft, because look, they're going to be too far back. They're pick number 11. It's too far back to get a quarterback. There's going to be 4 quarterbacks that go in the top 10. So maybe they set themselves up to where they try to get Caleb Williams from USC. That seems to be like the guy. I haven't seen any of him play, but everyone's talking about, him like people are talking about Trevor, when it comes to guaranteed number 1 pick in that year's draft. Offensive tackle from Tennessee. Yeah, I've seen a lot of projections on that. And after free agency, I'll do another video where I go through mock drafts. I've been pretty hands off with a lot of it. As you guys know, I'm studying for the CPA exam, which has been crazy. I've been waking up at 5 a.m. every morning, and after work, I've been studying and taking a little break now to do this because, I gotta come out here and I gotta keep making the content. Thoughts on Jaguar schedule next year? Should be a fun schedule, man. I love that we're playing the NFC South. Get some more local games here. I'll definitely be going down to Tampa. We got the first place schedule, which is cool because, it sets up for some big games. You get to play the Bills, the Chiefs, the 49ers. So, that's a lot of fun. So we'll see. I agree. It's going to be tough games, though, like head-to-head battles. Yep. Pat McCaffrey's show was talking about Doug Peterson, the Jaguars, and Calvin Ridley today, and all the guys were talking about how the Jaguars have one of the top wide receiver groups in the NFL. Yeah, I think that's kind of like below the radar right now, is that, look, like when people talk about top receiving cores, they're going to automatically think, okay, where's Stephon Diggs at? Where's Devontae Adams at? Where's Justin Jefferson at? But then if you kind of go down and when you talk about the overall group of receivers, like Christian Kirk, very, very good. Zay Jones had a really good year last year, and he's really good in his role. And then now you have Calvin Ridley. I mean, I think a lot of people are going to be in like prove it to me mode when it comes to Calvin Ridley. But man, that guy is really, really good. Like he was so good the last time he played. And I think a lot of people are discounting him because it's like, oh, he's been away from football for like 2 years. He's not going to be the same guy when he got back. But I just read you guys that letter for 30 minutes. This man sounds hungry. This man sounds like he has some stuff to prove. And, I think we're going to get his best shot. So it's going to be a lot of fun. What do you think our record would be this year? Oh, man. I'll say 12-5. Why not? I mean, we were 9-8 last year. Let's improve 3 games. All you have to do is that 5-game losing streak, win 3 out of 5 of those games, and then you're 12-5. And then how about the AFC South as a whole should be worse? I mean, the Colts will probably stay status quo, which is not good. The Colts or the Titans will be a lot worse. And then the Texans should be better. I think the Texans will be the second best team in the AFC South. Hopefully the first game is a home game. If it is, I'm going. Yeah, that's I don't know what games I'm going to this year. If I'm being honest, I'm probably not going to Indy in September because it's so damn hot. And I'll just be at home and I'll live stream it here. That's the thing. Like when I look back, I'm like, man, that Cowboys game was so much fun to go to. But at the same time, I'm also sad that I wasn't able to stream the game. The Chargers game was awesome. But at the same time, I would have loved to see my reactions to that stream. It probably would have been terrible. I mean, the second half would have been a lot of fun, though. Darnell Wright, offensive tackle from Tennessee, would be first-round pick with Jawan Taylor leaving. Yeah, I mean, it'd be I wonder if they do decide, because once Jawan Taylor leaves, we'll probably have Walker Little at right tackle. I can't imagine they're going to start a rookie over Walker Little. Went to week 2 versus Colts, and it was so humid, and I had all black with a jacket. Well, that's your fault, bro. You're going to the Jags game in September, and you're wearing all black, and you have a jacket. Like, come on, dude. You got to be better than that. I don't even feel bad for you because you set yourself up for that one. 2 of the Jaguars, 4 losses will come when we are resting stars at the end of the season because I already locked up the number 1 seed. Dang, wouldn't that be something? Should we be the first team to go 17-0? I look at these teams. Like I remember when we were playing the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys at the time, they were like, man, what was their record? I think they were like 10-3. And I was like, dang, like, could you imagine being 10-3, having all those wins in that few? Like, I've been to the playoffs a couple times, but every time I've been sweating it. I've never been in that situation where my team has triple the amount of wins as losses. But yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. People act like Little isn't on the team. Yeah, Little played at a high level. It just stinks because it feels like we paid the wrong tackle. It feels like we paid Cam Robinson when that money should all have been allocated toward Jawan Taylor. And Jawan's going to get a lot of money in free agency. And if there's any silver lining, he'll probably get us a pretty good compensatory pick in a draft. Maybe hopefully like a 3rd rounder. But he's going to get a lot of money. I'm a big fan, UCF. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Because I'll probably be live for another 8 minutes. I'll run it till 9:45. Gonna go take the dog out, take a shower, then head to bed because I'm getting up early, David Bryan, I officially have 35 Trevor Lawrence Topps parallel cards. We'll be collecting more to send to you. You're the man. Yeah, I've been sending them to I've been definitely giving them away to some people on the channel that win different things. So thank you so much, man. It definitely makes it good because a lot of people love those things, man. And they're cool cards, bro. You definitely have a cool hookup when it comes to that. UCF Jaguar, what position do we draft at 24? Probably cornerback. That's the way it's leaning. But of course, best available player. I'd be pumped if we somehow pulled a tight end. I know someone mentioned Darnell Washington. That guy's intriguing, the tight end from Georgia, because he's a true dual threat, man. He can block really well, and he can even catch downfield. I don't know. I wouldn't do it in the first round, but man, if he's there in the second round, I would love that. How does compensation work? I've never really looked at it. Yeah, it just works where like if your net subtractions is greater than your net additions, then they try to give you, compensatory picks to make up for that loss. So, if like there's been years where, like, say this offseason, for example, say the Jaguars had lost Evan Ingram, Jawan Taylor, say they lost like Christian Kirk, and they bring in like one free agent. Then you look at it and you're like, wow, these three guys are really impactful, and they really, really outweigh the one guy that they brought in. To make up for that loss, we're going to give them a 4th round pick and a 5th round pick type of thing. So that's kind of how that works. DTWD says, make sure to pounce on the like button. Yeah, please drop your likes. I probably don't ask for it as much as other YouTubers like I should, but it does help. It does help out the channel. Trying to build something up here too, where, I have a good amount of subscribers. So 16,000. Hopefully we get to 20,000 at the end of the season after we have a fun season. Yeah, San Francisco received 3 third-round compensatory picks. So another way you can get it is if you have a minority like coach and he gets hired away from you. So with I think they got a bunch of picks from Robert Saleh getting hired over by New York, and then now D'Amico Ryan's getting hired over, in Houston. So at this moment, let's go Mike Caldwell. Get us like 3 third-round picks. You see a Jaguar, will you be at training camp? Oh yeah, dude. I will definitely be there. At least one of the practices. That's a lot of fun for me. And I really, really missed it last year. I really wish I could have gone in 2022, but we all know that it was under construction. But I've been there, man. The stands are all done. The stands are like the first thing that got done. Next up is everything else, but it's gonna be fun. I'm definitely going to every single training camp that's open to public for new facilities. All right, man. Yeah, I'll definitely hit me up when you're there, man. I'll be there. Hopefully people from Jaguars Twitter don't try to completely jump me, but I know I got my support system. I'm more excited to see what other people do in free agency than us because I believe we won't do much. I'm more ready for the draft. That's exactly me too, man. I am not expecting, I'm not even that excited for free agency. I just want to see other chaos going. I want to see all these teams overpay for bad quarterbacks. I want to see other teams try to over trade for, for wide receivers. I want to see all that go on. Richmond says, yo, just caught the live stream. Can a 2023 season come fast enough? Damn, I'm excited. Yeah, we're getting through there, man. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks away from the draft. It's going to be here before you know it. Life just, the older you get, the faster it goes, man. That's all I know. Hey, UCF, will you be at the Jags? Will you think the Jags will be able to pull off a win against Kansas City and Cincy at the bank? Dude, we have a chance to win any game this year. Any game. I'm not counting us out of any game. How much do you think we are going to pay T-Law? I'm not sure, but I think it's going to be a deal similar to Patrick Mahomes, where it's like a 10-year deal. Patrick Mahomes got like 10-year, $500 million. It's going to be something similar to that. Get a big, long deal. You can stretch out the money, lower cap hits. That's what I'm thinking. DTW TV with a $20 donation. Dude, thank you. You are the man. Hopefully, I got to check out the channel again to see when you're live doing your Madden streams. If you guys are interested, yeah, DTWD, he does live streams on Madden, which I got to check him out. He posted a short of me today, which is pretty funny. But yeah, I'm just I gotta I gotta check you out, man, because that was fun that one day watching you. It made me wish I had a console, which maybe after I pass the CPA stuff, I'll get myself a console so I can get in on Madden. Because back when I played Madden, I forget which Madden it was, but I was actually pretty good at it. I had a pretty good. I had a winning record on live, so I need to bring it back. But dude, thank you so much, and we're probably gonna close it with that. Really appreciate everyone being here. I know it was a long letter. Just want to check in with you guys, see how everyone's doing. Free agency next week. I'll keep giving you guys updates as when it comes to, everything that's going on. But, thanks everybody so much for being here. Please drop a like for me on your way out, and go Jags.